Sasha.
And we're live on IW Radio. Yes, we sure are. We did it. We're live again. Man, why does it feel like we haven't been live for like 42 years?
It's every time we take a week off, it feels like 5 years. This is something new.
Interesting. This weed that we're smoking right now. We started out smoking this Florida Wedding by Garcia brand, which is good. Garcia's good.
I love what
Jerry
they do.
Garcia, right?
Jerry Garcia is I think his family, his daughters run the company.
That's cool.
It's like well curated. They've got all the information, their terpene profile. I love this. I love the presentation of this cannabis, this fine cannabis.
Yeah, they have great packaging. They have great, like, everything's super cool. Excuse me. So I'm guessing this is supposed to be like wedding cake or something.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a new strain.
Coming
out
but it does have the terpenes,
day.
the top 5 terpenes, which are beta carotene, limonene, myrcene, linalool.
You know, I chose this one based on, you know, we love a wedding cake.
We do.
But it tested very high in the terps.
It's very, yeah. It's 3.35% terps.
So I was looking, you know, we're looking at numbers.
We're in the future now. So yeah, we're not just looking for THC content, you see. We're looking for terp content. That's really, truly what you are looking for now.
3% is very high.
That is very high.
For a flower.
Yeah, that's very high. And definitely, like, I feel like you're seeing a lot of companies, especially top shelf companies, be that high in terps. It's important to be high in terps nowadays. And before that, and during the show, we'll probably, wait, yeah. Okay, so it's rolled in a
Packwoods.
A Packwoods. So it's not a blunt with nicotine. Let's just, make that clear.
Yeah, it's hemp.
It's hemp. So it looks like a blunt in the studio camera. Studio audience sees that it looks like a blunt, but it's not a blunt.
It's really a hemp herbal wrap. And it came with this whole kit and a glass tip.
What would you... Okay, so... It was a project. Like, he had to, because I can't roll a blunt. So this would be for, I should have done it. I should have done it because I don't know how to roll a blunt.
We have another one.
Okay, next time we'll do it. Maybe we'll do a video of it. We did no content today, but next time we do content, we'll have me roll one of them because it was like a sushi kit.
Oh yeah,
that's how it was kind of presented. Because I again cannot roll a blunt, and it's shameful, and I just I have trouble with it. So this I thought would be the thing for me. So yeah, there's a little section of where you could put the wrap, and then you put the weed in the thing, and then you put a thing in the thing, and then you roll it, and you feel like it was not that great, or what?
It was a little awkward for me. I feel like the tube that you push the flower out was too big
for the
once you remove that tube.
Too much.
There's not enough flour, so I should have added more flour.
But I feel like there would have been a lot.
I removed the tube and then backed it up and then rolled it.
Okay.
But maybe I just didn't follow the directions, and I should have went with my guts.
Your gut. Yeah, I mean, however you could get it to work, I guess. You know what I mean?
It rolled nice.
Yeah, whatever your method is, as long as you kind of get there.
There is a QR code, and there's probably a video.
Probably, yes, there is. Yes,
somebody doing it properly.
A cannabis influencer of some sort. Rolling a Packwoods. So do you like it, or would you recommend this to somebody?
I would recommend it for a
it?
first-time blunt roller. I have no idea.
Oh.
I didn't even ask.
I'll take one of those. It comes with a cool glass tip, which is nice. I do like glass tips myself.
And a little rolling tray.
Built-in rolling tray. Does taste like a blunt. It doesn't obviously have the...
It's nice and smooth.
It's smooth, yeah. I mean, if you're smoking a hemp wrap blunt, you just have to know that it's going to be a different effect for you than a regular blunt. I would like to just note that when you smoke spliffs and blunts, it's going to be a different effect that if you smoke naked weed. This is for my Aussies as well.
Absolutely.
I'm just throwing this out there to my Europeans, to my Aussies. When you smoke weed in spliffs, judge not. Listen, man, a spliff is great for its purpose. Blunts, I'm from New York. We fucking love blunts. And out here, blunts are a culture and they're everything. We love our blunts. However, there is nicotine in these things. So
yes.
if you don't if you smoke a lot of blunts and then you don't smoke a blunt for a little while, you might feel a little bit of withdrawal from the nicotine. I just want to point that out.
This is true. After attending one of the cannabis cups and smoking like 15,000 backwoods, when I came home on that Monday and didn't smoke a backwoods, I definitely felt I was having a nicotine withdrawal. Yeah,
that's what happens is, you've been putting nicotine in there. So, I just wanted to throw that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Again, you. We like a blunt. We like a little bit of nicotine in our weed, a little wacky in our tobacco. But yeah, just, smoking herbal blunts is fine to me, but it's not, to tell you the honest to goodness, if we're being honest here with each other as friends forever.
Yes.
Cross our hearts.
Give it to me straight, sister.
I'm not really a huge fan of an herbal blunt. Like I don't love Packwoods, pack wraps, and I don't love herbal blunts in general. I think there are a lot of smoke on my lungs.
Well, it's definitely thick.
It's a
thicker paper.
Reward. Like when you smoke a blunt, psychologically, I'm like, I feel lightheaded because I'm smoking, and my lungs are on fire, in the same way, but I at least feel a little like loosey-goosey and high, so I'm not really noticing the pain in my chest. I feel like when I smoke...
Definitely smoking a lot of actual blunts gives me a wheeze.
Yeah.
Some lung.
But you're a little lightheaded, so it's like you feel like, I don't know, it's not that bad. The wheezing isn't that bad. I feel like I get like... I don't know. I get really a lot of smoke when I smoke these, and it doesn't get me more high. It just makes me feel like I can't breathe. I feel
like this Packwoods was better than that. The other ones we were using was the zigzag hemp we've been using the last couple of weeks.
Remember?
The unflavored.
I didn't. I like this better. Yeah, I definitely like this better. Yeah.
This is better. For sure.
I didn't like the zigzag.
I don't think I'd go back to the zigzag hemp wrap.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I guess on a scale, this is more enjoyable for sure. And if you don't want to smoke nicotine, and by the way, Aziz, if you're in an LA dispensary, you're not going to find any blunts unless it's a cowboy. Unless it's a traditional market shop. And but you will find these because these are like kind of a loophole because they're hemp. People love them.
It's an alternative.
I would recommend this to somebody who came in and said they wanted a blunt wrap for sure.
If you wanted to stop smoking tobacco blunts, then this will work for you.
Yeah, and it's like when you're smoking too many blunts because like
your body will tell you.
Your body will tell you that it wants nicotine, and it's not irreparable. You'll easily be fine with a little bit of a tolerance range from blunts. Sometimes I do but that's the thing. Sometimes I just want a dirty blunt. I want my wrap with nicotine in it. Baby.
Let's go find a fresh pack of backwoods.
Oof, yeah, kind of like, and listen.
And we can make it through. It takes us like a month.
Make sure you're old enough to smoke all of these things. We're not promoting cigarettes or anything like that. In fact, we do not like smoking cigarettes. But we actually probably insultingly not like smoking cigarettes, but we do like a fresh pack of backwoods. Well, okay. Well, I rate it like an okay, I guess. It's fine. I'm going to light up my regular ash joint. It was good. The weed was good. Burnt nice. I give it an okay. But I think, if I may say, herbal blunt wraps aren't really I'm not mad at it.
What's next on the...
Next, we're going to smoke this. So I'm going on a trip, and before I went on my trip, I wanted some hyphy weed that I can smoke for my last week here. I'm not bringing this, obviously, because you can't travel with weed on planes. But I'm actually really I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not bringing this weed with me.
And
this is LA only weed. And this is like our hyphy weed. This is like top shelf, overpriced. Well, no, I mean, accurately priced. Yeah, this is ZA. This is gas. This is ZA for sure. The Smokers Club is what this brand is.
Yeah, I think it's another. Is that another Ted's Buds in there somewhere? The Smokers Club.
Yeah, Ted's Buds is the distro.
It's an old school grower, like a true OG grower.
Yeah, and has all these like exotic cuts of like, it seems like classic, like this is clearly Gorilla Glue, but it's with something else. It's called Gorilla Grind. I love the artwork too. Himothy.
It's there's something else
Yeah,
there,
really
or it's
cool.
like a really special cut. I'm sure it's a very special cut.
So that's like, I really did enjoy that. I wanted you to try that. And then you started me off with this because, you know, TS is a true bud tender. He's a gentleman's bud tender. He's a concierge of all kinds. And I was obsessed, like to the point where I would have like sold one of my kidneys to get this grits and jam by, who the fuck was it even by?
That was Turtle Pie.
Turtle Pie. Yeah. I'm just like so blindingly obsessed with that strain. It's like purple, yet it's heavy, yet it's like, it's terpy and heavy. So it's not just terpy like a forbidden fruit where it just smells delicious and it's purple. It does nothing. It was so heavy and good and delicious. Turtle Pie, please give me more. I'm like fucking drooling. So I love that.
That was
so TS was on a mission to get me something similar to that.
So we found the Cronuts by
Ted's Buds.
Ted's Buds, another one. And again, the artwork is amazing.
Love it.
Bring your
Love
lungs.
it. Hyphy artwork. Like just shit. Like I won't get rid of these bags. Like I'll keep these bags. You know what I mean? I haven't been, but like now I want to. You know what I mean? Like these are actually really cool.
So this was similar. It
was similar.
It had all of the
Nice
dessert
and sweet,
strains.
nice and
very
sweet. Yeah.
Desserty. It had a punch.
Yeah.
It's like the candy gas. The candy gas.
Yeah.
All the hyphy flavors. Did it tickle you in the same way, or at least scratch
Similarly,
the edge? Because
it did.
The grits and jam sets by Turtle Pie sets the bar so high.
I just am obsessed. It did scratch the itch for sure. It's like if you had an itch and then like you had like a back scratcher, it would be like a light back scratch. It wouldn't be like all the way down there and like the muscles where the itch will never itch again. It would be like okay, I could get through. I'll be okay. It was really, it was amazing. It was very good weed, Cronuts. It was really delicious and fun and got me nice and stoned. Both. The glue and this I would say are into gleaning, and the grits and jam as well. For whatever that's worth. I don't know what the main terp is in these, but it's into gleaning. And yeah, it did. It was sweet. It was nice.
So I did my job thoroughly.
You did. You should be a bud tender. You should go into that as a job.
That's it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. So those are the things that we're smoking on, and we wanted to talk about. So we this weekend we haven't done. Well, I haven't been to a weed event in like a while. I don't even know.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, because I didn't go to the Olympics with you. And before that, I think it was 420 before that. Honestly, that's a long time. But yeah,
events are happening.
Events are happening. They sure are. They're getting in there. And we got invited to one this weekend, and it was really, really cool. We had a great time. It's called the Flower
Fest.
It was the Flower Fest over. It was over by the beach.
Yeah, it was in Point Hueneme. I looked it up, so I wasn't pronouncing it wrong.
Oh, okay, say it again.
Port Hueneme.
Hueneme. I never say it right. It again, it's one of those things my brain is just like, nope. You'll never get that right. Sucker.
And it was right on the beach. It was on.
It was beautiful. Yeah, I loved it.
Beach.
Yeah, because a lot of these events are because here in California, like a lot of you have to jump through a lot of fucking hoops, especially after legalization to get a festival going the way it used to be. I mean, it used to be, like certain cities still, even when it was legal, or even when it was Prop 60. Nope, even when it was Prop D, it was still like only certain cities hosted these events.
Yeah,
right?
It was mostly the desert cities.
Yeah, and that's like
they were a lot more tolerant.
Yeah,
It was the same place that held all the raves too. The orange pavilion out in Riverside.
That makes sense.
We did lots of raves out there.
Yeah, so usually you have to go out to the desert, and like really, like there's a lot. The weed culture is, kind of like, I guess it's like as you drive up the state, you kind of get more weedy as you go.
Yeah.
And I had I actually got to go to Carpinteria earlier in the year to see Glasshouse's place, which is, just it's a little bit. What is it north of where?
Just a little bit north.
Okay, yeah. I was like trying to get my directions right, and like everything I was asking was north. You were just like north. I was like, okay, everything's north. And then we were in Port Hueneme, and yeah, it was so great to have a weed event by the beach.
Yes.
Like I love fucking smoking at the beach. Who doesn't in the world? If you don't like to smoke at the beach, I wonder, are you really a stoner? I wonder that.
But Port Hueneme is the other local green zone to us in LA.
Yes,
because the surrounding areas, they just opened up to cultivations, big
manufacturing. It's a very interesting part of the state, we were saying, because it's like, I mean, if you have the opportunity to come to California and you have time and you're just interested in like the agriculture here, because the agriculture fascinates me beyond belief because it's so diverse in geography, like because you're driving.
There's microclimates all through
everywhere.
California.
So like you're growing your avocados and your fucking whatever is the same place that you're growing these like beautiful tall herbaceous flowers and tons of weed like flourishes out there. So it's but yet like you're not going like more like inland or whatever. You're like over by the beach. So
yeah, we got that nice ocean air.
Yeah. So there's fields everywhere. There's like farming everywhere around there. There's some really good, like really, really great places to like grow shit. So no wonder, weed is making its way there. I'm glad that it is. Super
chill.
Yeah, really, really chill. Very, very coastal vibes. And the festival itself was awesome. So we have, I don't know if you have your rating, what is it? Your rating?
Oh, my rating system.
Yeah. We rate our events.
Yeah. We brought a couple of things to smoke on the way.
Yeah, I mean, I brought the gorilla glue just in case we like ran out of weed because we don't know. Sometimes we go to events and sometimes like the event couldn't get through the permit that allowed consumption and it's not the event's fault. So we just wanted to be sure that
consumption was allowed.
Consumption was totally allowed, which was very, very awesome. Consumption was allowed and like purchasing, right?
Yes, we received cards.
Yeah, this was interesting.
We received a card that had little punch holes, and they would check off when you would purchase or get a little concentrate.
Yeah,
check
to
off
make sure you're on the legal limit.
And once you hit your limit, that was it. But I mean, the limit's pretty fucking high for a day, so you're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
I mean, yeah, for sure. You're not like missing out at all.
You could partake of probably every single thing there and be under your limit.
Definitely.
So, okay, the rating for the rating, cannabis was ample.
Yeah, we were like very, very happy and like spoiled. Our cup was overflowing from the second one. They had like really cool things. Like this was actually like the first time I feel like, which other event was kind of like this, and I really like it. It's like self-contained, consumption. Like,
oh yeah.
The other one that was like this was it was like one of the Flocana. It was one of the first events we went to as a show. Was it Flocana?
The Flocana one that was downtown?
Yeah. And like, that was the one
when
that
we had the Willies. And we
the Willies, that's what it was.
We made the fruit bongs.
The fruit bong, yeah. And we had a ton of weed, and they gave you like places to roll your weed.
Oh yes, yeah.
And that to me was like how every event should be. So this was super rad. Like they had a bunch of tables set up and we were like, I mean, we were VIP. So, but consumption seemed to be this way in other areas of the place too. So it was like you go into like a little self-contained tent. That's not really a part of the rest of the festival. It is a part of the festival, but it has to be like away from it.
Yeah,
to be in like regulations and stuff.
They make us jump through a lot of hoops, but
it's like worth it. It's fine, whatever. Like this is like it's a small price to pay. And yeah, so you like there's a bunch of tables set up, and there was like they had these like cool like rolling trays type situations with a bunch of weed on the trays
from local
this brand Local, or these growers Local Cannabis Company. We just landed on the ice cream cake table. That's just where we landed. We didn't like walk around really much at all. We kind of just tend to park ourselves when we go to these things.
We found something we liked.
And we stay there. Yeah. Ice cream cake. Yeah. And they had papers out. They had grinders. Oh, these grinders, actually, these like very cool Pokemon grinders that I'm like obsessed with.
There was bongs and
and they had bongs as well.
Glass.
They had little one hitters. Yeah. Like little chillums kind of. We got a little pipe, from our homie
Alex. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Yes, big shout outs to Alex, who's doing the Lord's work out there, and really just doing the damn thing. We have to give all that information out. Yeah, Green Coast Radio. Go check out greencoastradio.com.
Yes,
and like check out all the podcasts on that page. We are one of them, and all the podcasts on the page are very, very cool. Very, very cool company to be in. They're fucking awesome, and they do hard work, and they are old school in a way that like is not out of date. You know what? Does that make sense? Like they swim. Like these motherfuckers swim, and they're like us, like they're modern day weed nerds, and they still exist, and it's fucking awesome. Like it's really nice to talk to like people who like are from like back in the day, but like are just like, here's what's new. Here's how we're getting it done. Here's like,
we're evolving.
We have new technology. Like we have new things. We have new partners. We have new growers. We have new everything. Let's just make it work in every way that we can. And he's also a big proponent, and everybody should be. I should say, of growing at home.
Grow your own.
Yeah, grow your own. And since we have babies that are right there, we have babies that we loved very much, and that I still do feel like came out good. They just didn't taste as good as we wanted. But that's okay, because we grew it successfully, and it was beautiful, and we tried, and we're going to try again.
And we're going to take it to the next level.
We're going to take it to the next level, and we're going to do, and we truly feel, and we were talking about this yesterday there, like if you can grow at home, like you should. There's like kind of like no excuse not to, because they make it so easy with these auto flowers and these like Sure Shot feminized seeds and these home grow kits. They're all made for success.
You can see people are doing it in the states where they can do it. And
yeah,
they've got their.
Dude, I wish we could do it in New Jersey. I would love to grow my own weed in New Jersey. I feel like that would be so. I mean, I probably don't spend enough time there, like to keep up on it, but like it would be rad. So and here too, like I want to get an indoor. We saw something really cool there. We saw this like so there was partners here at this festival, which was rad. And there's so many cool, like innovative weed things now, like that. I mean, we're nerds. So like this shit, we love new shit. We love like,
oh, hell yeah.
Like I love this shit. Like I was looking into an indoor grow, because we want to grow whenever we want to grow, and we want the opportunity. So we were like really eyeing one of the
Armoire.
The Armoire. That was one of the, I guess, partners there.
Yeah, Green Goddess Supplies. This thing looked so cool.
Oh my gosh, it looks rad as hell. And by the way, this is literally not an ad because we don't have it, nor have we talked. We I want to talk to the people who have made this and who are like who exist, because this shit is rad as hell. Like normally an indoor grow, it'll take up some space. You're growing a big plant, and they're usually kind of like
I've never seen one that was ever pretty.
It's never pretty. It looks like what it is. It's like a black kind of tarpy.
You can pitch this to your partner, your roommates,
yeah,
anybody you
this
live
shit
with,
is rad.
and it's very cool.
Listen, you know my husband. You see the decor of this house.
Sure, it fits right in.
The decor of this house is all my husband. It's very like it's definitely nerdy comic book, but it's in a very organized adult way. He has adult taste, and I was like I couldn't really justify like a giant black
grow
cube
tent,
in the middle of but this is cool. It's like it literally looks like a bookshelf or like a thing that an armoire. It looks like something you'd put your TV in or something, and you could grow anything in it too. You could grow regular plants, or maybe they're just saying that because that's what everybody says about.
Well, yeah, you can grow anything in
anything, and it's a kit. So that's like what's cool about the world now is like they give you they kind of like give you training wheels. And, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I was ashamed at first because you made fun of me. We were like on the roof and I was looking for plants. I'll never let this go in my life. No. That and you called me a bad driver or a grandma driver. I'll never let these two things go in our entire life of our friendship.
Oh, here we go.
But you said we were on the roof and there was dead plants on the roof, not of my doing. And I asked what kind of plants we should get. And your ass was like you were like, for you, these. And you pointed to some fucking fake plants on my neighbor's patio. And I was like, the fuck are you talking about?
We have a pool and a pond. I think the pond would be better for you.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, but I'm not bad at taking care of plants. No, and so all throughout the whole weed process, every time something would go wrong, I would get like very bummed and very sad. But you can't take it personal.
You cannot.
Because plants, they be living, they be dying. It's just the way they go. This seems like it's kind of foolproof though.
The technology has come a long way. There's like LED grow lights.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I'd have one of those grow tents and there'd be like 1,000-watt bulb and you'd have to have an air conditioner to cool that thing or everything's just going to die.
Right. Overlit.
And it's going to just cost a lot of money in electricity. But the LEDs and all of these other things are way more efficient now. And you just, I don't know. I'm a nerd. That shit's just cool.
I know.
Technology helping us grow weed.
It's just a cool example of like, it gives us happies because sometimes we get a little exasperated with the state of things in the industry, and it's hard to look around and see people from our era of weed or your and our era of weed that are kind of like doing the damn thing, not being like, I don't want to say corporate sellouts because that sounds like, if you can sell out and make a lot of money, like fucking do it. But there's a way to not lose the quality of your product.
The quality
and so much corporate
and the culture.
Weed is quality and culture. Exactly. I don't mind like you make a lot of money, but if you're quality and you lose your culture, then there's really nothing for us there. If you're just a giant fucking chain situation, not naming names, doesn't rhyme with Schmedman.
Multi-state operators with golden parachutes.
Yes, exactly. Like this exists. It exists, and it exists out in here, and it hopefully will come about more often. And if you're from a state that's just starting with cannabis, you don't know the difference, and that's cool too. That's cool too. But if you could come out here and experience weed culture at a time like this, Flower Fest would be great for somebody out of state who has never been to you go to High Times, that's fine. You fucking go to High Times anywhere. This to me is a very like culture, like weed rich culture festival that I was really enjoying.
I would have been if you were out at the beach and you were just there as a tourist. And you came across the Flower Fest and you got in, like,
and you bought tickets.
You got your tickets.
Yeah,
I'd be stoked.
That'd be fucking so awesome, and you'd have so much good weed to try and so much good. They had good product there. They really did, and they had really cool like local. It seemed local, like little like jewelry stuffs and like cute little vendors and like soaps. And stuff. Like, it was so cute. It was like a little market, and I loved it. It was great. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Flower Fest, for existing. We'll be at the next one for sure. We love that shit, man. That is like, and like, listen, like 10 out of 10 on accommodations and everything. The drive was not even bad at all. Like, it was. Oh no,
it was beautiful.
Beautiful. We got rerouted to the PCH on the way back, so it was like fucking driving on the ocean, which everybody loves to do.
It's right on PCH. It's beautiful. It
was awesome. It was great. And like, it gives us hope and happies for, like that Californian, just like it keeps true to the culture. I feel good about that.
Finally, some feel goods from the nerds.
Yeah, but it's going to go downhill pretty fast. We're going to, I wanted us to talk about this for a while because it was a really great experience yesterday, and I wanted to like talk about that because we smoked a lot of weed yesterday.
We did.
Probably smoked like 5 joints.
Those cocktails.
Oh shit! Oh my god, those were so good. Okay, so they had cocktails. They didn't have alcohol in them.
No.
We got like a little. We think medicated treat. We're not sure.
There was the popsicle.
I felt pretty toasty good. I felt like clear. We rollerbladed after. You skateboarded. I rollerbladed, like just around in circles. We were all giggly, like
around a sundial.
We did
laps around a sundial.
Yes, it was so nice. And then the drinks were. Oh, they were so good. Like
fruity and refreshing.
It was hot too. Yeah, fruity, refreshing. The bartender's super cool. Everybody that was working there was pleasant. One person was more pleasant than the fucking next. It was great talking to our people. It was great getting weed. It felt like back in the day where people are just like, here, try this. Oh, and, and you're just like, oh shit. Okay. I will then.
Let's roll it up. Yeah,
so it was an awesome time. 10 out of 10. We had a great time. Yeah, right? Like I feel like it was A++. Can't wait to go again. And we're going to come back. We're going to talk about some bummer stuff. So we roll up another joint. We're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show with TS and Sasha. Don't panic. It's organic.
Yeah, it is the Cool Nerd Weed Show with TS and Sasha on Adobe Radio. Thank you for listening. Wherever you're listening, actually, you could be listening from, who knows? Who knows what you're listening? But, you should go to adobe.com and listen to all the podcasts there too. Because they're the greatest.
Yes.
They're the OGs.
Thank you, Adobe.
Thank you, Adobe, all the times, as usual. We love you. We love everything that you stand for and that you do. All of that nice stuff said, let's push it to the side. And now we're going to get to some down and dirty weed news. See, I don't know. So, like, if you look up like any headlines today, a lot of headlines are about pregnant people and weed. There's questions about this. People, the more weed is available, the more I think people will take it for things like nausea and stuff like that. People who smoke quite regularly maybe think they don't have to stop smoking because it's natural or herbal or whatever. I feel like when you're pregnant, there's so many things that you're not supposed to do. It would make sense to me that weed would be one of them. Like you're not supposed to have caffeine, like there's so many, you can't have raw.
Are you allowed to have any other herbal supplements? Like, should you be taking kava during your pregnancy? Should
kind
you be
of
taking,
no, there's a lot of herbal supplements you shouldn't take.
Any specific vitamins you should stay away from?
There are, yeah. There's a lot of shit that like you should always ask your doctor about when you're pregnant. It is truly because I mean, it is true.
you're
Like
not
the
supposed to have-
shit will go through. It'll be in the blood. Blood is shared. That's just
Yes.
scientific facts with the fetus. And there's stages in pregnancy where it's worse to do certain things than not. If you get pregnant and you're an avid smoker like myself, like even when I get pregnant, I'm surely going to be consuming weed at an alarming rate. So there's it's a lower risk when you first get pregnant. So I don't want to talk about this and for everybody to be like, oh my God, for it to be panicky. But a study came out from the National Institute. It's supported by the National Institute of Drug Abuse and the National Institutes of Health. Now, these are historically studies that are skewed or that are like, they don't have all of the information that you would need to have a fully like complete non-biased kind of report. They're working on that now, I think, as we speak. This, I don't know how complete it is, but it's showing that if cannabis is consumed in utero, they did studies on these like 9 and 10-year-olds and found some effects on their behavior and like an ADHD,
some aggressives.
They found some things in the brains.
What is because I may have this rule breaking behavior.
Rule breaking behavior,
conduct disorders,
Little
and
dick.
rule breaking behaviors.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what part of the development of the brain, because it's saying it affects brain development. I don't know what, because they're saying there's less white matter in some of these brains that they were looking at. So I don't know if like that behavioral thing is controlled by that part of the brain.
Okay.
Now, weed does affect the brain. That's true. While we have a very intricate endocannabinoid system, everything affects everything. And there are probably, there's memory things, I'm sure, that are affected by smoking weed. They've found that adolescents have different development things happening with brains. So it would not surprise me that smoking, they did studies on people who smoked a lot then stopped, people who just didn't smoke, and people who kept smoking throughout their pregnancy. And it's not looking so great for smoking throughout your pregnancy. But what they didn't know, or they didn't tell us or talk about, is how often these pregnant people are smoking and how.
Yes, the consumption I would think is important, because if you're ingesting edibles, or are you smoking dabs? Are you just smoking a joint? Are you just taking a few hits to cure your nausea from pregnancy?
Exactly.
Or are you full on going blunt after blunt after blunt the whole time, all for 9 months?
No, that is a very good point. Are you smoking blunts? Are you smoking spliffs? This is very, very important to look at, because again, we are not fucking doctors. We're just nerds, and we also want accurate information to be out there. And again, I have a pregnant sister. I am looking to get pregnant myself. So I don't know if I would be smoking weed when I get pregnant. I don't think personally I will, because I think I will be so scared of anything. I'm going to be scared to drink too much fucking water when I'm pregnant. I'm going to be scared to move. So that's me. Now, we know a lot of people.
Yeah. Anecdotally,
a lot of people, a lot of friends, close friends.
They're bud tenders I work
intermittently,
with.
Bud tenders who smoked intermittently, and usually it would be like out of a glass pipe.
Yeah, well, I've had several tell me that they didn't actually feel that smoked as much as a lot of people do.
They don't want to.
They didn't feel the need to smoke that much, but occasionally to a little bit in the morning
sickness.
for morning sickness, or maybe like a little bit at night to relax,
just get to bed
in a relaxing position to get to some rest.
And
for you and your
we actually
child
probably know some people who've had kids that are about this age, about 9 or 10. I don't know how they're doing. I don't know if they have ADHD. I know some of them were reportedly, in the gifted classes. So I don't know. I know that I've also heard the opposite too, but again, like there's also people who we know who smoked pretty heavily, or took dabs or whatever. That's totally different. Like smoking a very high THC, when you cough violently, that's traumatic for your body in just that little moment. And that does affect fucking hot sauce affects the baby. So what I'm saying is always talk to your doctor, and likely your doctor is going to tell you don't smoke weed. Probably. My sister and I were talking about this. It's so hard to find an accurate thing when it comes to fetus, when it comes to in utero, because nobody's going to be a part of a study. Nobody's going to drink during being pregnant, because what? You know what I mean? So
let me draw your blood throughout your pregnancy as an experiment. Right.
While we're trying to see what kills the baby. So, or what affects the baby. So it is difficult, I'm sure. This says it did study women, people who smoke throughout their entire pregnancy. So maybe it's different with weed. Maybe you can get a more accurate measure because the stigma is a little bit lower and people aren't that afraid to admit that they're smoking weed for nausea. So, we have to go to break for the Huff and Puff. So this is just something that we wanted to mention because it is a thing that is out there. Before I got nervous about it, if I were right now, however many months pregnant and I had to smoke, I had to take a hit, I wouldn't get nervous. I would stay calm. Everything's fine. You didn't affect your kid for 10 years down the road being a rule breaker. My mom didn't smoke weed when she was pregnant with me. She would tell me. She said she took one hit and then she got hyper paranoid that it was going to kill me in utero, so she never smoked again. Which I believe. I do believe that. So, I'm not a good example. I don't know if your mom did. Do you think your mom smoked weed?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, so we're both not products of that. But we know people who are, you know what I mean? And, the spectrum's really all over the place. So we don't have any definitive answers for you, and it's difficult to know when we will, but it is something worth noting. And please, for the love of all that is crackers, if you're going to do anything, you have a baby inside you, talk to a doctor, if not your doctor. If you don't have access to a doctor, just talk to a fucking health professional who knows bodies and your body moreover. Please, 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 whatever you do, studies, whatever, talk to your doctor. And, we have your best intentions in mind, but we don't know shit. We'll be right back. We're going to come back and talk about the Huff and Puff. Oh, it's a stupid Huff and Puff. Oh, it's so annoying. We're going to be annoyed. We'll be right back.
The final Huff and Puff with TS and Sasha.
Yeah, it is a final Huff and Puff. We are huffing today and puffing today. This is so dumb. So, we know all of the gibberish that went on with poor Sha'Carri at the Olympics, and how she really just got completely screwed over consuming cannabis during her mother's death.
No, Sha'Carri Richards was suspended from the U.S. running.
She couldn't run. She got over a cannabis test, failed cannabis test. She was consuming during a time of need. Doesn't even matter. She should be consuming whenever the fuck she wants to, and not be dinged for any of this. It was such a big deal, and she worked so hard her whole life for this to be the thing that she talks about the most. It's such a shame, and it's really some bullshit.
Yeah, this is what she's going to be known for.
And we globally talked about what the fuck, she's not fucking doping. She's not taking, if anything, bruh, how fast can you run when you're smoking weed scientifically?
Cannabis is not a performance enhancing drug.
It's just not. Now listen, do people say like, oh, I'll smoke a sativa or whatever, the terps or the sativa, I'll go to the gym and I'll like zone out and lift weights? Sure, that works for you. Can I do that shit? No, I cannot. So please know that just because you're fucking juiced up friend or whoever, no, I'm just kidding. Whoever does that, great. But I can promise you it's not going to enhance the performance of somebody who's in the Olympics. It's not a performance enhancing drug.
It might help you recover.
That's a different story.
That's a different thing.
And it just, because when it's put into that category of like doping, you know, it tends to make it such a stigma. Forget it. It's off the charts. And it just misrepresents what cannabis is used for. She wasn't using it to enhance her performance. She was using it to grieve and to deal with her grief and to just like, you know, be a person. That's what I do when I use weed, just to be a person. It's all of the things that are the reasons why it is in this category for suspension. When you list them, like, weed doesn't fall into this category, especially for the reasons that Shikari used it. But they're keeping the ban. They're going to keep the ban.
Well, the U.S. said, Biden said he was time for new policies in the anti-doping. However, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency or the White House have not made a formal request to the World Anti-Doping Association at all.
No.
So just more lip service. Mr. Biden could have actually sent a formal request. And
they've like said it on the low. Like the U.S. on the low has been like, well, maybe we should take weed off the table. But there's never been like a formal, okay, guys, like let's cut the shit. And to put the nail in the coffin, Shikari got the most bullshit happen to her. So we're not doing anything to make it better, right?
We're not.
That's dumb.
The only formal request was from representatives from the Netherlands.
That's so dumb. This is so dumb.
That was not enough.
This is so dumb.
To get it done.
I just, I don't know how to explain to people. And it's not just like, ha ha ha, you're a stoner, you're not going to run fast. It's just,
I mean,
like,
how did Michael Phelps never tested positive?
No, I don't know.
Did he start smoking after his Olympics?
I think he was like vocal about smoking after, right?
Yeah.
He might have done an Olympics after that, but I'm pretty sure. I feel like there was like buzz about like testing him and what if it like came back.
What if it came back?
But I don't think but whatever, man. It shouldn't be on this list. It just shouldn't. It's definitely like not fair. A lot of so many other sports like franchises and so on or federations have like taken it off their list of things that they look for. So the whole world should do the same. It's insane that there are good athletes that can't compete because they're consuming weed. It's not a performance enhancing drug. It's not. So let's just, it's not.
It's not. I wonder what the tolerance is. Like,
it's probably so low. Listen, when you're an athlete, we got to go. But when you're an athlete, we were like at a boxing match once. We had a table at a boxing match. Every athlete that came up to us, like, they were like, I do not like to smoke when I'm training. It does not do anything for me. Yeah. It literally makes me slow. But when I'm not training, I will fuck up a blunt or mostly like usually it's like a bong rip because their tolerances are so low and like it's hard. It's difficult to actively smoke when you're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
But when you're not, it feels so good on your muscles. It's so good on your mentals. It's so good for athletes.
They do it on
let
their
alone CTE. We're not even talking about football here.
And recovery.
So fucking get your shit together, WADA. You're stupid. You're so stupid. So stupid.
What are you doing?
WADA. Okay, we're going to go now. Thank you so much for listening to us. Follow us on Twitter at Cool Nerd Weed, Instagram, Cool Nerd Weed Show, YouTubes. Find our YouTubes, watch them. TS works tirelessly on them. I forget to send him the audio that he needs for it every single week, and he always asks me for it, and I send it to him. And check out Flower Fest if you're in California, and Green Coast Radio, and check out Adobe Radio all of the time. And
don't panic.
It's organic.
Yeah, we want to thank you so much for being a beautiful audience. Thank you very much. We'll be back real soon. Y'all take care, and remember, unity forever, please. Lift up your head, are you gay? And let the King of glory come in. Lift up your head, are you gay? And let the King of glory come in. Who is this King of glory? Rastafari. And I will love and praise the rest of my